Master workflows that save time. Auto prioritization of tasks in Notion with artificial intelligence. The flow that you are going to see today is pretty simple. What you are seeing in front of you is n8n flow, which has Notion database, Notion connection in the beginning. There is an AI agent in the middle, and then there is a loop over items which writes the output from the AI to the Notion database. The database itself is pretty simple. It's having a set of tasks. So scheduling a client call, recording a YouTube video, or writing a SEO blog post, all of these can make a good leads for your product, or it can actually bring new opportunities also. But is it worth it? Time is money, and we need to have a very good reason for spending time on that, right? Now, this worth doing column and the reason column, these two columns are going to be filled by this particular workflow. So what you're seeing, I'm going to just execute the workflow and I'm going to show you how the things work. So here the workflow has started executing, and the moment the agent completes, you can see that it's executing all the necessary output. You can see the number of things done, and here you can see the updates have started arriving. So now each of the tasks is getting the reason. So it is showing the reason, and it is showing whether it is worth doing or not. One by one, the tasks will start getting updated. As I am talking with you, the flow has updated all the tasks that I need to complete, and it has also told me the reason why I should be doing this. So it has given me what is it worth doing it and what is the importance of that particular task. And believe me, the entire process is pretty simple. So if you look at the Notion Get database pages, I'm just using the Notion credentials here and taking the database page from the list. So this task DB is the same task DB that you are seeing here, and this is connected through the connections with this particular integration. All of these things are already set up. Once you start using this, it actually becomes second nature. That's very important, because the more you start working and integrating all the systems together, you can actually gain a lot of time. Second is the AI agent. The point most of you might actually suffer is this particular area, where you are trying to get the prompt working for you. In this case, the prompt is actually simple. The idea is, don't use AI for complex tasks. Use it for simple tasks, because the simple tasks are going to take a lot of your time, in fact. So here I am just using a prompt that I already took it from ChatGPT. So this is not the prompt that I wrote. This prompt was given to me by ChatGPT, and I just had to fill this input values here that you are seeing. All I need to do is pull these values from here, and I have to put it here. So the input starts flowing to the agent. After that, the most important point that I did was to get a specific required output format. This output format, the respond with worth and reason, this is required for the agent to give you both the reason as well as the worth doing output in a structured way. And you need to select this particular particular toggle, and you'll see the output formatter parser coming up here. And you need to set up the chat model. So chat model has been set up, and you can see that it's working. And the structure output parser is again one of the important things that you need to set it up. So here, if you see, I am using the define below schema, and I am giving the two things that I want: the worth doing field and the reason field. Both of these things are string, and this is how I am creating the entire schema. It's a pretty straightforward process. You don't really need to even create this schema. You can ask ChatGPT and it will be able to give you the schema directly. But understanding what the schema is doing is very, very important. So you can see the output and the output with worth doing and the reason. Right. After that, I'm using the edit fields. This is actually not required, but I'm using this edit field so that I can control it better. Right. So in this case, I am using the edit fields with output, reason and worth doing, and also I need the Notion ID. So the ID of the page that we are getting from the Notion database, we need that because we are going to use that for updating in the next step. So this is the edit fields. So to get all the fields together, and then I go into the loop fields, I'm going to take one item at a time, because to update the Notion page, you have to use one items at a time. So finally, we have the Notion update page. In order to update the database page, we have to use the update operation. So you can see there are other operations here. You can select the update operation, and I am going to do it with the ID. I'm going to update two columns. The two columns, you can see that it's showing error fetching, the fetching from the Notion. That can be avoided if you are using the correct credentials. That's very important. And sometimes when N8N is trying to connect with Notion, there can be some connection issues, and because of that you will be getting this error. If you try it once more, if you try to back to Canvas and come back, and if you try it again, it will work. Or else you can just simply delete it and again create a new key at the bottom, add property, and you will be able to get the details. So once you get the details, you have to just add the output reason here and the output worth doing. So I am pulling all these things from here and put it here, and after that just execute this step. You will see that it works and it puts the data here. You can see that is worth, yes, and the reason. Once that is done, the loop will complete, and after all the entire loop is complete, you can see the done branch here. So you can see the updated information along with the ID and the URL, etc. And if you go back, you can see the database that is having all the information. So when you have the database with all the information ready, all you need to do is just look at the reason, and you can confirm yourself that yes, I need to actually do this, and then start really working on it. Because most of the time what happens is we might push out the tasks that is actually going to make us money, and do tasks that are easy or do tasks that make you feel productive. So you can do a lot of things with this simple prompt. You don't need to have a very complex prompt. Using a simple prompt, you can just change what you want. So if you want a series of tasks to complete, for an example, scheduling an onboarding email, or writing an SEO blog post, if you want the series of steps or the content or the topics that you want to discuss, all you need to do is update it here. You will get the data, and you can actually put it back in this Notion database. Once you start doing this automation, believe me, your productivity will start skyrocketing. And N8N is open source, and by yourself you can take this entire flow. I'll be sharing the link for this flow with you guys in the description below. The GitHub repo also, I'll be sharing it. So stay tuned for more videos like this. And if you have any questions, do leave a comment, and I'll be providing you the feedback there. And do leave a like and share it with others so that they can also benefit from this. See you guys. Have a great time.